Hello, please take your seats. Good morning and welcome to the President's Spring Address. I'm Michael Hendren. I'm the president of the University Staff Assembly and also a plumber here on campus. To begin, I'm pleased to share with you the Sacramento State's land acknowledgement. We acknowledge with respect the land our campus is on today was and continues to be the homelands of the indigenous peoples of the area, the Nisa Pawanan, the Nisenan, and the Miwok. The larger Sacramento area and its rivers serve as a gathering place for many local tribes from the surrounding valley and foothills, including the Southern Maidu, the Putwin, and the Wintoon. We recognize these lands and riverways as unceded traditional territories of these native peoples. We further recognize these California Native nations and respect their sovereignty. By offering this land acknowledgement, we affirm a commitment to build relationships and foster a university environment of success to better serve Native nations and communities. It is now my pleasure to invite to the stage Professor Carolyn Gibbs, Chair of the Faculty Senate, to deliver some brief remarks.
Good morning. It is an honor to stand before you today to share some words that I hope will resonate with everyone who is a part of our Sacramento State community, whether your role is direct or indirect in shaping student success. But above all, my words are especially directed to faculty. My remarks are meant to be both a reassurance that you are valued and an affirmation that we can rely on who we are as members of the Sacramento State community to get us through these upcoming financial, political, and social justice challenges. I often watch the news and can't help but feel overwhelmed by the state of the world. At times, it feels like the work we do doesn't make a difference. Significant shifts in national leadership philosophies around immigration, abortion, and LGBTQ rights are reshaping our society, while catastrophic fires devastate our home state of California and wars continue to cause suffering worldwide. Some days the weight of it all leaves me feeling helpless, depleted, and disheartened, as if the challenges we face are simply too great to overcome. Now here's where I share the only joke of this speech. And some days it feels like we're tackling the impossible, case in point, trying to get our president to slow down. So as I prepared my remarks, I found myself reflecting on something profound I recently read from our outgoing Surgeon General. On January 7th, 2025, Dr. Vivek Murthy released his parting prescription for the country, reflecting on his personal and professional experiences as our nation's Surgeon General for 6 of the last 10 years. And I really hope you have a chance to take some time to read it. His prescription reminds us of how connected we are as humans occupying this earth, that research tells us our physical and mental well-being are integrally tied to others, to our communities, to humanity. Dr. Morthy expressed his concerns about a troubling human trajectory that our, quote, sense of community has eroded for many of us with alarming consequences, unquote. My remarks today are focused on his antidote. He shared that 3 core elements, relationships, service, and purpose, and one virtue, love, are at the heart of making a thriving community possible and are some of the most potent drivers of personal fulfillment. These words resonated deeply because they align so closely with our university's mission and our commitment as faculty to improving the lives of our students each and every day. Let us begin with relationships. Teaching at its core is about connection. The relationships we build in the classroom form the basis for impactful learning experiences. These connections create spaces that inspire students to engage not just with the course material, but with each other and the world around them. And beyond the classroom, the relationships that we as faculty build with each other offer a vital network of support, sharing ideas, struggles, and successes with one another reminds us that we are not in this alone. Yes, relationships require effort, but they are the bedrock of everything we do. Speaking from an architectural perspective, they are foundational. When we invest in our relationships with our students, we help them find their footing. When we invest in our relationships with one another, we consistently remind each other of our worth. Let's consider service, particularly in the context of university governance. Service at this level is vital to shaping the institution we care so deeply about. I would not stand before you today unless I believed in the importance of this work. Think about it. Through the search committee process, we are a central part of building our community of diverse individuals. In our other committees, we play a central role in shaping the policies and processes that this university operates under. Service demands us to be present, to be active, to be allied, and collaborative. Alongside our pedagogical responsibilities, this critical work further promotes our university's collective mission, strengthening our goal of fostering a community that supports our students, colleagues, and our collective future. Purpose. What brought you to this profession? What drives you to continue even on the hardest of days? I believe purpose is what sustains us when the challenges seem insurmountable. It's the belief that what we do matters, not just for today, but for our future. By modeling purpose in our own work, we inspire students to find and follow their own sense of purpose. Purpose also reminds us to care for ourselves and each other. Dr. Morthy, our Surgeon General, tells us that our personal health and well-being, along with our sense of fulfillment, is closely linked to choosing community. Choosing community is not just about what we give, it's also about what we gain. Every day that we choose to build and maintain relationships, to serve and to live out our purpose, we create an atmosphere of mutual care and recognition where we too feel valued and supported. Ultimately, I believe we are enriched by the community we build and the communities we belong to. Soon you will hear about budget cuts that will greatly affect the way our university functions. Navigating these funding reductions will require us to make difficult decisions together, prioritizing needs while maintaining our focus on our shared purpose. As we move forward, let us keep our relationships, service, and shared purpose at the heart of our daily efforts. While tough times lie ahead, I am confident in our ability to face them together, united in community. Thanks. And now I'd like to welcome back to the stage Michael Hendren.
Thank you, Dr. Gibbs. My sentiments exactly of what you said about community here. So one quick little story for the introduction of our president that I'd like to share with you. So I had the privilege of being on the search committee for the presidential search, and it was a long process. We went through a long first day. We got to the second day of interviews, and we were about midway through, and we were all tired. And in walks Dr. Wood, and the whole energy in the room changed. It was like something had an energy that you can't describe. And as Carolyn put it, sometimes Dr. Wood needs to slow down, but that energy we saw, and we recommended Dr. Wood to be our next president. And with that, I'd like to introduce to you for his spring address, Dr. Luke Wood, President of Sacramento State.
All right, good morning. Oh, that's pretty good. Usually you have to ask twice. I see that everyone has had their coffee. That's good. So thank you so much to Chair Gibbs and President Hendren for their support and for introducing and also providing some context for today's conversation. And it's really good to see everyone this morning for both the spring address and the reception that we're going to have. And then as you're looking in the room, you might say, oh, well, the stage looks, so all of our different banners there is because later today we have Convocation. So that's what we'll be welcoming the new spring class of students here to Sacramento State. So this room's going to get a lot of use today, and we're going to be able to welcome a lot of new students. So it's really nice. Hope everyone had a wonderful holiday season and the opportunity to either spend time with loved ones or to recharge. Some of you picked that up. For the spring address, I thought I'd choose to highlight intentional efforts to continue our healthy enrollment and to celebrate some of the advances that we've had and continue to have as a university. And while we certainly have our challenges like budget and the national political landscape, we also have a lot to be excited for this spring. And so I wanted to begin with some positive news. And the first is Erica Cameron. So in March, So in March, we will welcome our new Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, joining us from Palo Alto University, where she served as Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs and Student Affairs. So fit right in at Sacramento State, since we all do like 5 different things. Dr. Cameron has a proven track record of success strengthening academic programs and leading faculty success initiatives, and she led efforts that earned her university both the Hispanic Serving Institution designation and the Asian American, Native American, Pacific Islander Serving designation, designations that are very important to us here in this community. When I met Dr. Cameron, I was struck by her dedication to shared governance and to data-driven decision-making, and probably even more so to her spirit of compassion and understanding. Her scholarship focuses on counselor education, leadership, and multicultural counseling, and she's been recognized with numerous awards. And I'm very excited to have her join the Hornet family, and very optimistic about her leadership. And we have other amazing things to celebrate as well. Our athletic teams, for example, have been doing great. In particular, volleyball and women's soccer both won Big Sky championship titles. So, conference champions is always nice. Our athletics also then, because of this, got to compete on a larger national stage for these two programs, soccer against USC and volleyball against Stanford. But much of the buzz in the community, and I pun intended, has been around the hiring of our new football coach, Brendan Marion. Brendan, you want to stand up for a second? Brendan's coming to us from UNLV, where he was the offensive coordinator and is one of the most impressive offensive minds in college football. So we'll see you next season. We also opened up the art building, over a 20,000 square foot facility with input from the art department. The building provides a number of different advanced features that we really needed: a 3D technology lab, drawing and painting labs, graduate studios, a lobby area which doubles as a gallery, metal shop, outdoor space for ceramic kilns, outdoor sculpture garden, plaster shop, and much more. So very happy for that. And I think that's important because a lot of universities are not investing in the arts right now, but Sacramento State is, because we know that's important to a well-rounded education for our students. So very excited about that. And then our graduation rates hit an all-time high. Yep. So many of you may remember that when President Nelson began here, the graduation rate was, the four-year graduation rate was 8.5%. That is not where we wanted to be. And fortunately, due to the hard work of our faculty and our staff, we have now surpassed a 31% graduation rate for our four-year, and our six-year rate is much higher than that. And we also have a new residence hall, which will be coming online soon, which is part of our effort to make sure that every one of our students who wants to have a living opportunity on this campus will be able to do so. It's part of our strategic plan for the university, and this is monies that were actually helped to be developed by Kevin McCarty at the state level, and so we're very fortunate that we're benefiting from the opportunity to expand our housing options for our students. The more housing options that we have on campus, the fewer of our students who are living in their cars, if you think about our population. But as Chair Gibbs also mentioned, we have some things that we have to be focused on, and one of those is budget. So first and foremost, let me just acknowledge that we are in tough budget times. The state cut the CSU by 8%. 8%. Now, that was confirmed by Governor Newsom, and to be more specific, the legislature and governor's office intend to cut the system by 7.95%, or $395 million. And that would be okay if it was just that, but it's not. In addition to this cut, we have inflationary and benefit increases of more than $10 million, raising our estimated deficit to $33 million. Just for next year, these inflationary costs were a function of several factors, but one big factor was negotiated raises for our representative employees, which we stand by and we think is important for people to be properly compensated for the work that they do. When you start to add all the dollars together in terms of what it looks like for this year and next year, we have a planned cut of $45 million. That's a big number for us. But I also want to put that number in context with a couple silver linings. So first, once we cut the $45 million we have to do going into next year, we are not trying to do the approach that's been done in years past, where we say, okay, we're going to do a 5% cut this year. Okay, we're going to do a 10% cut, or we're going to do a 15% cut. And we just keep on cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting. And from my vantage point and from the vantage point of others in leadership, that's had a significant impact on the morale of the campus community. So we're doing one deeper cut so that we don't have to cut in the following year. And by that point, hopefully the state monies will be able to provide us a position where we can then continue to grow and backfill on some of the issues that we know we're concerned about. We also have to be grateful that we don't have some of the same financial challenges as some of our CSU peers. As many of you know, both enrollment and budget are inextricably combined. So we receive dollars for every student that attends Sacramento State. And so with enrollment, if your enrollment declines, the amount of monies that you receive decline as well. So I want to put this in context, and I'm not going to name the institutions, but there was an article that came out recently highlighting enrollment from 2015 to present across the Cal State system. And here are the numbers for Northern California without naming the institutions, what percentage they're down in terms of enrollment. One university, 31%. Next university, 15%. 39%. 25%. 26%. 30%. Those are all in the negative. And Sacramento State is up 2%. So I want to put the $45 million in context. If we were in the same position as the other CSUs over time between that period of 2015 to now, with the budget cuts that we have that are coming into place, we would be cutting not $45 million, but we would be cutting $161 million over that time frame. That puts a little bit of perspective on what our sister campuses are dealing with and why you hear some of the big challenges coming out of those campuses. And so I want to be real. Yes, $45 million is a big cut for us, but it's certainly not $161 million over that kind of time frame. And so it's something that we're going to have to do together as a community. And we have some strategies and suggestions. We'll be working very closely with our shared governance bodies and with the leadership on campus and consulting with chairs and deans as we move forward in trying to address that budget gap. So we have to generate revenue in order to restore areas that we believe are beleaguered. And so I do take the notion that we do need to slow down in some areas, but I would also say that we need to slow up. I'll explain what I mean by that. We probably need to slow down when it comes to adding more things to everyone's plate. We probably need to slow down when it comes to looking at what we're doing and saying that every single thing that we're doing now that we need to continue to do. Because in reality, with fewer people and fewer resources, we're going to have to do less in order to be able to meet the needs of our budget. But at the same time, we wanted to make sure that we're serving our community. But we also have to slow up, speeding up in some areas as well, especially as those areas relate to efforts that we have that are designed to continue our enrollment trend. Because that enrollment trend, as you can see, if we don't, will have a disastrous impact on our community as it is right now. And so the leadership team, including the cabinet and myself, intend to identify reduction strategies to address across both years. We're going to have, PBAC is going to have the opportunity to weigh in on this. We're also going to have, we're also working with, and the Chair Gibbs has been working with the Senate on some revised policies that we need to take a look at as well, so that we can make sure that we are prioritizing keeping this community healthy and prioritizing the well-being of our students. So in terms of enrollment, here is the good news. We're welcoming another 2,300 students to campus this spring. That's beautiful. That's 100 incoming freshmen. That's 1,975 new transfers. And that's 290 new graduate students. And we're on target to experience about another enrollment growth percentage It may not be as high as we would like, but we're trending up, not plummeting down. And that's something that we should be happy about. Behind the scenes, we're blazing trails in this work with regional districts, including Elk Grove Unified School District, the Thomas Unified School District, and Yolo County Office of Education. And we'll continue to build on these so that we are formally connected with every high school and community college in our service region. In addition, we are working on innovative and comprehensive agreements that enable guaranteed admissions with districts like Los Angeles Unified School District and Chaffey Unified School District in Southern California, as well as other partnerships across the state. There's a lot of people that we could thank for the incredible work that's taking place as it comes to enrollment, but I want to give a special shout out to Shiva Pillai, to Jenny Murphy, to Brian Henley, and also to our deans who've been working hard to open up sections so that we can continue to serve our students. Now, of course, as we push forward on trying to continue our enrollment in the right way, for the obvious reasons that I just said, we also have to recognize that we're doing so in a unique political landscape. Many of you have seen the rhetoric that has been coming out of the incoming presidential administration, and it has struck fear in most of our minoritized communities, but particularly in our undocumented and transgender communities that are the target of policies that truly either exclude or directly harm. To those who are within these communities and your allies, please know that we will not hide our values, that we will continue to provide pathways for upward socioeconomic mobility, and we will do so unapologetically because that is a core part of our mission. And so when you look across the country in terms of how institutions are responding to these changes, it looks different. A lot of institutions are moving away from a focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion. And we've talked about this before. Anti-critical race theory, anti-ethnic studies, eliminating DEI offices, things that are moving away from a focus on celebrating the unique diversity that we have within our community. And as you all also know, we've been going in the opposite direction because we are leaning into those values. I remember when we did the listening sessions and we asked students, faculty, and staff, what is it that makes us distinctive? And a lot of people talked about our beautiful park-like campus. They talked about our proximity to Capitol, but many people talked about both our diversity of our students and our commitment to creating a caring campus. And so because that is the special sauce that makes Sacramento State, we're going to continue to push in the direction that we are, and we will continue to be the North Star of the West, and it's working. What's happening is we're seeing more students who are applying from all over the country, particularly from the southeast part of the country, because they want to be at a place that's going in the direction that we're going, not in a place where they feel like who they are has to be hidden in order for them to be able to experience success. And with that in mind, our enrollment efforts have mirrored that commitment to diversity and inclusion. And we have some important milestones to celebrate. As you all know, last fall, we were designated by the California Legislative Assembly as the first and currently only Black serving institution in the state of California. This commemorative recognition is attentive to our high service of Black students. In fact, Sacramento State is home to the largest population of Black and African American students, not only in the California State University system, but also above all the UCs as well. We are the #1 Black serving institution in California. And we've tried to honor that designation with a whole host of new initiatives and efforts designed to support our Black and African American students, and even some fun, new exciting things that are happening amongst the students, like an HBCU-inspired drumline and a majorette team called the Stingerettes, and much more. And last summer, 16 community colleges signed a ceremonial partnership agreement with our Black Honors College, at the statewide Juneteenth celebration and are beginning partnerships as early as this fall. Which brings me to the Black Honors College, of course. As you all know, we opened up the nation's first Black Honors College outside of an HBCU that specifically focuses on providing an education around Black history, life, culture, and contributions. I always forget the last part, and Dr. Ati always corrects me. She's laughing because she knows it's true. The students were greeted from delegates representing the nations of South Africa, Rwanda, and South Sudan by President Biden's senior advisor, Stephen Benjamin, and with a video message from President Obama himself, which many of you have seen. We just welcomed, a few days ago, the spring cohort of an additional 80 students, bringing the enrollment of the Honors College to around 160 students, with plans to grow over 1,000 students over the next 4 years. The spring cohort represents students who transferred from both community colleges, as well as providing opportunities for students who are currently here, who've completed their general education and now have transferred into that Black Honors College experience. But that's not the only place where we're focused on serving some of our most minoritized communities. As many of you know, we were at the state capitol and were able to announce another exciting new initiative, which is the development of the Native American College, led by the incredible Dr. Annette Reed. This co-curricular college will have intentional focus on providing students with necessary academic, professional, tribally centered, community-focused education in order for them to become successful leaders. This college is already accepting applications and opens up this fall. Which brings me on to one of the programs that many of you know is near and dear to my heart, which is Guardian Scholars. As a former foster child myself, I have a particular heart for those who have been part of the foster system. Whether they're foster children, youth, there is a unique experience when you are a person who is in custody and care of the state. Our Guardian Scholars program, as many of you know, is an amazing program that's providing students with an environment of intensive support and success. The program has grown exponentially since receiving its new space in Sacramento Hall to almost 200 students at this point. And we have a bold enrollment goal, as you all know, as a campus to have the largest population of former foster youth in the state, and we are well on our way to this goal. This fall, we launched a new initiative called the Guardian Scholars Promise, where we have promised the community that if you're an applicant to Sacramento State and you've been involved in the foster system at some point and you're CSU eligible, that you have guaranteed admission into Sacramento State. And that is an initiative that we're very proud of. And that brings me to our cultural centers. Unlike many universities across the nation, we're expanding our cultural centers under the incredible leadership of Vice President Anisha Mitchell. Last year, as you know, we launched the Asaktima Center for our Native American community, the Swana Center, and the Center for Jewish Life. These centers join our existing structure of amazing student centers such as the Cerna Center, the MLK Black Resource Center, the APITA Center, the Dreamers Center, the Pride Center, the Women's Resource Center, and the Multicultural Center, and the Prove Your Tomorrow Center. We've got centers serving every population on this campus, and which is beautiful because it takes a large 31,000 student population and it makes it feel like a community that's doable for our students. Thanks to support from our students in terms of the fee adjustment that happened last semester, we have just completed hires for the directors of the APITA Center, MLK Center, Cerna Center, and Dreamer Resource Center. And next year, we'll hire directors for the remaining centers. This is important, going back to the point I made earlier. When other campuses are not only moving away from their centers, but renaming their centers and feeling like they can't be proud of the work that they're doing, we're going to continue to press forward in the way that we are. And partly that comes from conversations that I had with students. So after the election, I had a chance to sit down with a number of different student communities, asking them, how do they want us to respond as a campus? And I told them that there's two different options. One option is the underground option, which is we continue to do what we do, but we don't share it out. We don't send a Saxon encouraging people to go and participate in allied training. We don't open up new centers. We keep beneath the surface and just continue to do the work. And the other option is that we are bold in the work that we do, and we're proud of it, and we share that while at the same time not being reckless, but we share that. And the students were very clear. They did not want us to move away from our values, because it's the very values that we have which drew them to be here at Sacramento State. And so we will continue to do so. We also launched Combat U, as many of you know, the first collegiate pathway into professional boxing and mixed martial arts. And we have already over 550 athletes in Combat U, which is more than all of intercollegiate athletics combined in less than a year. This is what we do. This program has specialty programs in boxing, wrestling, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, and MMA. Combat U held its first event this fall at Memorial Auditorium. You can see some of the images on your screen from that event. It was a boxing challenge between Sacramento State and UC Davis. And, some people thought that, that this was a tall order for us to take on, because most people don't realize UC Davis has one of the best collegiate boxing programs in the country. But we won 4 out of 5 bouts that night. And we have been told that the attendance of 2,100 people who were at that event may have been actually the largest collegiate boxing event ever, which is impressive for the first event out the gate. And there'll be another event on campus in March. So now these are all the efforts that we're focused on that deal with enrollment. And what you'll see is that they all focus on diversity and inclusion. And it's one of the things that's working for us as a campus. So let's continue to lean into our values and not be ashamed about who we are at our core. So let's talk a little bit about research. As many of you know, the university will be reclassified within days. When I say within days, it literally could be like tomorrow. I mean, it's any day now. We will be reclassified as a Carnegie classified research institution, an R2. Now, I want to be clear, because I know that there was some misunderstanding when this was first rolled out a couple years ago. The university did not apply for anything. We did not try for anything. This is a retrospective analysis of what faculty and staff have already been doing in terms of research productivity, total number of doctoral students, and total number of dollars that are being brought in for research. And so the Carnegie Foundation essentially reviews the productivity of campuses and then classifies them. And so we are already a research institution, and now others are just finding out. We also have found that we perform well in external dollars. We're reportedly close to 30 million in R&D expenditures for 2023, and we expect that number will be even higher for 2024, which means that we are actually, if you look at that chart, unfortunately got San Diego State in there, which is an R1, so you got to set them to the side. If you look at that chart, you'll see that we actually have the second highest grants and contracts in the Cal State system, out of the whole system. But I also heard during the listening sessions that there were continued concerns around post-award, around how we support our research faculty, about our research infrastructure, the support of our research labs. And so we announced earlier this week that we have created a new senior leadership role. The Vice President for Research and Innovation is going to be filled in March by Dr. Carlos Navarez. This position will be responsible for advancing research and creative endeavors at Sacramento State, especially since we will be named an R2 within a few days. As you may recall, last fall, I talked about the need for this role as part of the revenue generation strategy for the university. We can't just continue to cut. We also have to figure out how we can grow revenue that's coming in. And one of the ways that we can do that is through indirect dollars. And the dollars that are brought in provide research that goes back to the centers and also dollars that goes to the university. So what I wanted to do is take a moment and just highlight some of the incredible work that is taking place so that folks can have an understanding of just how kick butt we are. I had another word, but I was like, oh, let me keep it PG-13. So let's look at some of the amazing work that is already occurring. Dr. Alex Pettit from the Department of Physics and Astronomy received $230,000 from the National Science Foundation to support his research using computer simulations to study how a galaxy's structure influences its evolution and capacity to form stars. His grant award includes funds for student support and new planetarium shows. Professor of Electrical and Electronic Engineering, Rohala Mahagadan, was awarded $335,000 from the Department of Defense grant work for the acquisition of cybersecurity autonomous heterogeneous vehicles laboratory for research and teaching in applied cyber physical multi-agent control systems and outreach to high school students and teachers. I have to tell you, I don't even know what it means, but it sounds cool. Dr. Nicole Fox from Criminal Justice engages in research centered on mass atrocity, including genocide, sexual and gender-based violence, transitional justice, and global criminology, among other areas of critical importance. In fact, I was just with Dr. Fox at an international conference that was held in Abuja, Nigeria, where it's really clear to see that Sacramento State is leading the way, not just on a local stage or national stage, but on an international stage in a really legit way. Yeah. Dr. Fox was recently awarded a grant from the Religious Research Association for her project titled Rescue During a War and Genocide in the Balkans, the Role of Religion. Praveen Maduri, another professor from Electrical and Electronic Engineering, was awarded $344,000 from the National Science Foundation to fund Project SOAR, investigating students' online self-efficacy, academic performance, and course redesign. That's what SOAR means. This research, which aims to improve student outcomes in online STEM courses. This project focuses on those courses with high DFW rates and large equity gaps with the goal of providing actionable information about how course design can impact student confidence and academic performance. Let's also go to Professor Ghazan Khan from Civil Engineering, who has been awarded $342,000 from Caltrans for work. He will engage directly with Caltrans to evaluate advanced warning systems to protect maintenance crews in active roadside work zones. Obviously, very important work. And Dr. Nate Dutra from our Deaf Studies program received $3.4 million from the National Institute of Health for a grant to support his research in family language planning and language acquisition among deaf and hard of hearing children. How about that? $3.4 million. I could actually just keep going on this because it's exciting to see what people are doing on this campus, and it's obviously very clear that we have high research productivity, and it's time for us to invest further in this infrastructure. The future is bright because of you. You are doing amazing things that advance our mission. Let's take some time to learn about some of the other work that's taking place here that goes beyond the grants and contracts. Our field program, part of the Communication Studies Department, put on the map long ago, thanks to an alum that some of you may have heard of, Ryan Kugler. Their students go on to do amazing work because they are taught by faculty who are the cutting edge of creativity in their fields, and even more than that, by faculty who actually spend time investing in their students. It's one of the things I hear all the time. Let's talk about Jenny Stark A film by Professor Jenny Stark, shot and sound mixed by lecturer Rick Keller, was accepted to the Justice Film Festival in New York. This film follows our own graduate student, Michael Love. Where's Michael? Is he here today? Revisited one of his favorite Sacramento spots after being incarcerated at Folsom State Prison for 35 years, 5 months and 3 days. So an important film. And since we're talking about films, we have to call out Rodrigo Beck. Is Rodrigo here? Yeah. Can you stand up for a second? All right. So Rodrigo recently had a short form documentary about the Salinas Valley accepted into a little known film festival that you may have heard of, Sundance. The Long Valley was one of just 50 independent short films selected from more than 11,000 submissions. That puts it into perspective how awesome that is. And there are numerous other examples that are from that department that I could highlight, but of course, one of the best is the J Street Film Festival, where our students get to show the incredible work that they're doing. I highly encourage you to go check it out. It's a chance to see student films on the big screen at the Crest Theater. I went last year, and it was by far one of the most enjoyable events of the year. Faculty across the university are busy doing great things. Let's talk about Joseph Taylor in the College of Business. Professor Joseph Taylor of Information Systems and Business Analytics has been busy. He has articles in 2023 and 2024 in numerous major journals, was recognized as Senior Editor of the Year for the ACM Journal, Database for Advances in Information Systems, and was also appointed to the editorial board of the Journal for the Association of Information Systems. He's also led multilingual workshop of the Americas Conference of Information Systems in Panama City, Panama, and participated in several other panels at international conferences. He did all of this while also serving as department chair. And oh yeah, he also climbed Mount Whitney for fun too. Now let's go to Professor Partha Mahapatra of Management and Orgs in the College of Business, and was selected for a senior research fellow at the Corvinus University in Budapest, where he conducted research with faculty and PhD students while he was on sabbatical. He also earned the Best Paper Award in the journal Issues in Accounting Education. He also delivered several talks on the application of machine learning in the accounting domain to research scholars and participated in panel discussions on diversity. Catherine Reynolds from the College of Natural Sciences and Mathematics. Is Catherine here? I'm not sure. Yeah, there we go. Good to see you. Professor Reynolds will be joining the National Science Foundation as a visiting scientist in the Division of Chemistry. The NSS program invites scientists and engineers to serve as temporary program directors who make recommendations about which proposals to fund, influencing new directions in the field of science, engineering, and education. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Reynolds on this very prestigious appointment. Now let's go to Professor Sahar Razavi in Social Sciences and Interdisciplinary Studies. Sahar is an associate professor and director of our Iranian and Middle Eastern Studies Center. Dr. Sahar is a go-to in the world's most prominent media outlets for her international expertise, bringing global recognition to Sacramento State. So, for example, in December, she gave comprehensive interviews to both BBC and CNN International on the fall of the Assad regime in Syria. And just this month, she again was featured on BBC. It's pretty awesome. But she's been racking up the local media too. Dr. Razavi was also featured recently on Fox 40, ABC 10, CBS 13, Spectrum News, and numerous Persian language news and information sources. She's another shining example of ensuring our students benefit from her expertise, not just in the classroom, but in her service as a faculty scholar in the Swana Center. This brings me to Drs. Pia Wong and Dr. Deidre Sessoms of the College of Education. Now, I love every college, but I'm also partial to the college I graduated from. So they received a grant from Kevin McCarty to create the Innovation Center for Excellence in Early Childhood Education, called ICE Scholarship, which gives 90 students who are committed to teaching infants, toddlers, and children up to age 8, $10,000. 37% of the awardees are Latin, supporting the development of new BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, people of color teachers to serve diverse populations in this region. How about that? Now let's talk about the Health Hive. The College of Health and Human Services. Where's Health and Human Services? Are in the building? All right. This college continues to advance its mobile healthcare initiative called the Health Hive. Health Hive is a mobile team of students, faculty, and staff who offer a variety of healthcare and community support services with the goal of providing community-based services that reduce health inequities and promote healthy well-being. Check this out. Over the last year, Health Hive has hosted 15 events at 12 different community sites with 31 faculty members, over 100 students, serving over 2,500 community members with services like hearing screenings, facilitated activities for children, childhood literacy events, and book distributions, and mental health resources, and many other services. 2,500 people. So we also have in our College of Engineering and Computer Science faculty members Girth Figgis and Atafe Mohammadpour from Construction Management engaged students in a faculty-led study abroad through our College of Continuing Education, where they taught a 6-week unique summer course where students traveled to Roatan, Honduras for 10 days to build single-family home. While earning course credit and building skills, students experienced diverse culture and construction practices, built connections, and expanded their professional network internationally while developing important skills such as teamwork, communication, and problem solving. Pretty powerful. And we also had faculty members who have been publishing a lot of books. In particular, out of our Ethnic Studies department, Drs. Clarence George III, Dr. William Gao, and Dr. Wendy Yamashita each published their work in 2024, and you can see their books on the screen. It's amazing work that we hope continues to take place. I hope these junior faculty members have long and successful careers at Sacramento State, which brings me to my next person. We had a chance to look at some of the data for our campus to understand the level of contribution that some individuals have made to this unique university. And I want to take a moment to recognize one particular faculty member, Ayad Al-Kazaz, who has been a faculty member here for more than 55 years. Can you stand up? There we go. I'll say this, if you ever want a question about how something happened, I'm telling you. But more than just being long-serving, Dr. Al-Kazaz has been impactful. He's a leader in our community. He's respected by our students, and he continues to leave his mark on Sacramento State. And so there'll be more to come in terms of how we continue to honor this important pillar in our community. So there's much more incredible work being done that I could highlight, and I'm incredibly proud of our talented and a dedicated faculty. The examples I just described illuminate the many ways that our students are getting incredible hands-on experience thanks to these faculty members, and importantly, also to the dedicated staff who help to support them. Behind every graduating student, every groundbreaking research project, every moment of discovery, there is a network of dedicated staff members who have made it possible. Our staff are critical contributors to the greater whole, and just like our faculty, they make Sacramento State a transformational learning place. From ensuring our facilities shine, to supporting our students' dreams, to managing the countless details that make education possible, we could not advance our mission without them. In 2024, we had 2 opportunities to celebrate our staff. In December, the University Staff Assembly held its Years of Service Award for the first time in 5 years. And I want to give a special shout out to Michael Hendren for rocking the Director of Ceremonies duties in a dope tuxedo. That celebration honored our dedicated staff based on their years of service, and I was also impressed at how many folks we have who have 20, 30, 40, 45, and even 50 years of service to our Sacramento State. It's impressive. At that event, I had the opportunity to meet Edie Schmidt. Edie has been at Sacramento State as an employee for 50 years. Making her our longest serving staff member. More than that, when you add that she was made at Sacramento State, she started her time here in 1967, the same year that Guy West Bridge was built. And when she graduated in 1971 with a double major in commercial art and home economics, she was able to apply what she learned, creating instructional illustrations with a focus on biology and maps. I'm told that Edie is a creator and steward of our beloved campus map. Originally illustrated in 1979, Edie has maintained and updated the campus map with every change and every expansion since then. Edie, thank you for all you do for Sacramento State and making it an amazing place. In October, we had another celebration of our staff at the 2nd Annual Outstanding Staff Awards. We got to come together to acknowledge some of the staff who go above and beyond in their commitment to our mission. It was an incredible opportunity to celebrate our staff who turn our ambitious mission to transform the lives of our students and their families and their communities into reality every day. We're honored by the staff members who have pioneered innovative solutions, fostered inclusive environments, and demonstrated exceptional leadership. And speaking of the incredible work, let's learn about each of our outstanding staff award recipients with this video that was created by our talented staff in university communications.
Congratulations to Gabrielle Hoskins for receiving the Outstanding Contribution to Student Success Award. As coordinator of the Natural Sciences and Mathematics Advising Center, she ensures advising for all first and second year students in the college. During advising, she develops a strong relationship with her student and is heavily involved in the academic careers and in providing support for their applications to graduate programs. In addition to her daily tasks, she goes out of her way to create a supportive and welcoming environment. Gabrielle regularly supports her students by attending graduation celebrations and other events hosted by campus clubs and events. Through her inspirational dedication, this unsung hero directly impacts student lives and drives institutional success. She embodies Sac State's core value of putting students first. Congratulations to Jessica Gallagher for receiving the Outstanding Contributions to Teaching, Scholarship, and Creative Activity Award. As the Operations Coordinator for the Population Research Center, she oversees the call center's daily operations and provides lead work direction to approximately 55 staff and students who conduct English and Spanish telephone interviews. Jessica provides professional development that elevates research capabilities, supporting call center staff and students in learning to conduct high-quality research and work in a professional environment. She continually expresses her enthusiasm about the opportunity to provide students with real-world research experiences and expand their education beyond the classroom. Jessica creates an environment where inspired teaching, transformative research, and innovative creative activities can flourish. Congratulations to Carol Nicknig for receiving the Outstanding Contribution to Justice, Diversity, Inclusion, and Belonging Award. Carol enthusiastically leads the collaborative process for the Place of Belonging mural project, showcasing the university's progress to bring the anti-racism and inclusive campus plan to life through art. Carol ensures that the call for artists reaches as many students, faculty, and alumni as possible, and that the selection committee and the artists chosen to represent the diverse campus and community. She demonstrates extraordinary commitment through work performance, personal approach, and collaborative leadership to further the university's justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion values. Through her inspirational dedication, she uplifts Sacramento State as an inclusive, anti-racist, and socially just institution. Congratulations to Karen Dively for receiving the Outstanding Contribution to Philanthropy and Sustainability Award. Karen is the collections manager for the Archaeological Curation Facility and Anthropology Museum. This position is responsible for management of archaeological and ethnographic cultural materials, including the facilitation of research and teaching, and is integral to one of the most important missions of Sacramento State in ensuring the timely and respectful repatriation of cultural items to Native communities. Over the years, Karen has provided countless opportunities to students, alumni, and community volunteers seeking hands-on experience with museum collections and the material remains of the historic past. Karen philanthropically fuels Sacramento State's ability to deliver a world-class educational experience. Through her commitments, the university generates sustainable resources that create an enriching, inclusive, and supportive environment. Congratulations to Christine Kellerman for receiving the Outstanding Contribution to Community Engagement Award. Christine has contributed to the advancement of Sacramento State and its students for 19 years. Over the course of her tenure with the university, she has arranged, organized, and attended meetings that have resulted in service learning opportunities, internships, and jobs for students. In her work directly supporting the College of Health and Human Services Dean, Christine has coordinated projects, events, and activities facilitating the ongoing development of Folsom Hall and its community clinics, the Family Justice Center, the Downtown Center, and countless HHS and university initiatives that promote and strengthen the anchor institution role in the community. Christine embodies Sacramento State's role as an anchor institution through her inspired, focused efforts and leverages the university's knowledge and resources to drive societal impact across the region. Congratulations to Tony Chen for receiving the Behind the Scenes Champion Award. Tony is the information technology consultant for athletics and has been an invaluable asset to their department. He operates with humility, diligence, and perseverance, demonstrating an outstanding commitment to service, great pride in his work, and an incredible work ethic. He has always been quick to respond to inquiries and has helped implement numerous technology upgrades, from new iPads to video cameras, to complete department computer updates. He brings a positive and collaborative attitude to building strong working relationships across divisions, departments, and units to get things done effectively. He provides crucial operational and logistical support that empowers students, faculty, staff, and the broader campus community to achieve their goals. His contributions to the football program have been instrumental in their 3 Big Sky championships. Congratulations to Michelle Dunca for receiving this year's MPP MVP Award. Throughout Michelle's tenure, she has fostered an unparalleled atmosphere of collaboration within and across divisions. Her innate ability to bring individuals together has led to the seamless integration of ideas and initiatives propelling the institution forward. Michelle understands the value of teamwork and actively cultivates an environment where every voice is heard and respected. Her visionary leadership has paved the way for transformative initiatives, significantly impacting the university community. She empowers individuals to pursue opportunities that enhance their professional and personal growth through mentorship, coaching, or simply leading by example. She embodies the essence of the MPP MVP award and inspires others to work collaboratively and creatively, promoting a positive work environment that is respectful, collegial, and supportive. Congratulations, Dr. Boatamo Ati Masupie, or Dr. Ati as she is affectionately called by everyone on campus, for receiving this year's Patricia Holmes Outstanding Mentor Award. Dr. Ati began her journey of service to students at Sacramento State as a faculty member in the Department of Ethnic Studies, later taking charge as director of the Cooper Woodson College Enhancement Program, and also served as Associate Dean of the College of Social Sciences and Interdisciplinary Studies, before she was promoted to serve as the founding dean and chief academic officer of the first Black honors college in the nation. Dr. Ati is a great inspiration and role model for all women and people of color. Over the years, she has demonstrated an impeccable ability to guide mentees with valuable advice, resources, and support that empower them to overcome challenges and seize opportunities for success. Dr. Ati's student, faculty, and staff mentees describe their mentorship experiences as enduring and memorable after many years. Honoring Patricia Holmes' altruism, Dr. Ati shapes brighter futures by being a guiding light on their mentees' journey of growth and achievement. Congratulations to Richard Aguirre for receiving this year's Jody Nelson MVP Award. As the services coordinator for the Science Educational Equity Program, Richard provides unconditional services to the program's student participants and other student services programs and clubs housed in the Center for Science and Math Success. Richard works directly with students who face economic, social, or educational barriers to health, teaching, and research careers. His work is a true reflection of his commitment to student success. Richard ensures that the program's RISE, Research Initiative for Scientific Enhancement, and the CSU Lewis Stokes Alliance for Minority Participation run smoothly. These programs aim to prepare students from historically underrepresented communities, first-generation students, and students from low-income families to become competitive applicants for graduate programs. He dedicates his work to giving back to the university and the community to better the lives of those around him.
So as we conclude, I just want to emphasize that you, our faculty and staff, embody the Hornet spirit and are truly serving to advance our mission day in and day out. Our student successes are your success. Our hive, our home. Stingers up. And have a great semester.